Hello everyone, how are you? How's everything? I'm filming this on Mother's Day. I don't know if I'll be able to get this video out on Mother's Day. I'm not a mother, but I did have my French Bulldog, and so there are definitely mixed opinions on whether dog parents are actually parents, right? And I see both sides of the story, so I do understand the different perspectives. But anyway, it is a bit mixed. Today I did see a lot of people, but at the same time, I don't have any real Mother's Day plans. I think what I'll do is just go and spend some time by myself and walking, outside. It is kind of an okay day, luckily. So I'll probably go take a walk by the river and just spend time by myself, because I do miss my Azura today. And overall I feel all right. I'm not feeling too sad, but the moments do come. And so I just wanted to first of all wrap up the video that I've been working on, complete my thoughts on the fact that 1 year has passed. It's actually much later now. It's way after 1 year, just so you know. It's spring now, and Azura passed away at the end of winter time. And so now we're into spring, and I wanted to share one of these days I will get myself put together for a video, I promise. But I just felt like, whenever I have a whim to record, I don't want to delay it. I just want to get straight onto the camera. So literally I just rolled out of bed and I'm recording this. But I think by now that I really don't care. I went on this journey exactly on the day that Azura passed away, commemorate 1 year. And I didn't want to celebrate anything. I just needed something for me. I'd prefer to celebrate her birthday or other, events, but I don't want to celebrate the day of her death. But I felt like I was struggling with it so much that I needed to do something. I didn't want it to just be any old day, and I didn't want to keep my normal schedule. I just feel like I felt like I would just let it pass, that day without doing anything at all. And I didn't want that. I think that would hurt me more, if I just let it pass by like a normal day. So I took a train trip up north. I live near the New York City area, so I took a trip upstate New York. It's a trip that goes all the way to I think Montreal, somewhere in Canada. And I took it as far as I could to complete my trip in 1 day. I took it as far as I could, and then to come back home on the same day. So I returned pretty late at night. And I have a lot of footage, of the trip. I just took the train ride up and then, talked to the local, the people traveling on the train. And we had a stopover in Albany, which was interesting. So I got off, I went out of the train station and I just explored a little bit and continued on my journey. And I got off on this remote place in the middle of nowhere, but it was by Lake Champlain, I think is the way they pronounce it. And I went on a walk and, spoke to the locals again a little bit. And then I just got on a train and came back. It just felt like a normal journey. I don't know what I was expecting. I just felt like maybe I'll finally have closure, or maybe I'll finally be healed, and maybe, something big would happen. I didn't know. I was expecting something to happen, and nothing happened. I just went on this trip. I felt normal. It wasn't sad or anything, because it was something I never did with Azura. So I just, enjoyed the trip. I relaxed. I was going to journal and do all these things, but I forgot my journal. I forgot a lot of things. I was running late. And so I just ran out the door with just a few belongings, my Bible and, just a few things, and my phone and tripod and everything. And I was coming back, and as it turned dark, then I started to become sad, and I was crying on the train. The train was Amtrak. I was very comfortable there, and I just started crying on the way just on the very last hour or two. I arrived at the train station and it started pouring. Trying to get to my car, it was like the lot was almost flooding, and anyway, the drive home, it was about an hour drive. It was thundering, it was pouring, it was interesting. I think I had to go all the way around and everything. So it was an interesting journey. I got home, I was pretty exhausted. And the very next day, I woke up early in the morning. In the morning, I came to a few realizations and conclusions. And I think they sound a bit pessimistic. And remember, in my first few videos, I said, I'm bringing you along on this journey for a couple reasons. Two big reasons is one is I just want to document it. I want to document it, and I'm sure my journey will be filled with mistakes. You know, I'm bringing you along so you can really feel what it feels like when the feelings are intense. You know what I mean? I went through a lot of intense emotions. Mentally, it's been so rough. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. So I want to just bring you along, but I'm sure I'm going to be making mistakes along the way. And so I may look back and see this video and go, wow, she was really pessimistic, or wow, she was way off base. Like we don't know, right? We don't know what it's going to be like. But it's been a year now, and some people might say, my goodness, your grief is going on for a long time, and you know what, whatever. And then others will understand. And it doesn't matter where you are in the timeline. I think some of you may feel the way I feel, or you may have similar thoughts that I have. I came to some conclusions, and one is I really don't think there is any getting over it. The two biggest things I struggle with is how sick she became and how helpless I was and how scary it was when she was sick, those last 3 months especially. It's very traumatizing. It's difficult to get over something like that. I don't think, watching your most beloved loved ones suffer and get sick and deteriorate, I don't think that's something that you forget easily. Second thing I really struggle with is I just miss her so much. I just miss her every day, It's kind of like, there really is no analogy for it, but just to give you a little idea, it's like when she was with me, I live life. I see things, even the most boring, mundane things. And it was so vivid. You know how people say when they're in love, they feel alive, in like a romantic relationship. When there are people who matter around you, you really love life. You love living. You appreciate every bit of it. So it was like living like a movie, in the most vibrant HD, images and color. And then all of a sudden, everything's just drab. It's like black and white. It's the sound's not coming through very well. It's not exciting. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you do the same activities or even new activities that should be fun and enjoyable, and they're just blah, So I really do try. If you saw me, I think you would understand and agree that I really do try. I try to make the most of things. I'm actually a very positive person. I'm very grateful for all the little blessings and big blessings in my life. I try to go do fun things. I do enjoy myself, when I'm with people that I care about. I'm in good company. I'm with good friends. I'm with positive people. I'm with loved ones. I really, really forget myself. I'm able to be in the moment and really enjoy life. But those times are very rare now. They're not as abundant as they were. If I just went to see some really boring thing and Azura were with me, I would enjoy every bit of it. I hope I'm painting the picture. And so I really struggle with those two things. And after the 1 year hit, I just felt like, first of all, there was a bit of relief, because going through everything throughout the year, like holidays, important dates, memories and all that, even the seasons, having spring come right after your pet dies, it's really difficult because when the weather got nice, I always started to take Azura out more, and I would plan all these fun days and fun trips with her. So having spring come right after her death was brutal. It was really tough. So having gone through a whole year of that, I feel more at peace, and I feel stronger. I feel a sense of relief that I won't have to go through all that again for the first time. Going through it the second time, I feel like it'll be a little bit less shocking, if that makes sense. Less traumatic, less, of a surprise, So I do feel stronger and more able to face, all of that. And the realizations I came to were that there is no getting over it, I don't think. I think with time, I don't believe time heals all wounds. I've said this before. I think what time does is it gives us a chance to, number one, learn how to live without the loved one there. It's the life I never wanted to live, but we have to. Time goes on, and time keeps on ticking, so we have to keep going in one sense or another. So we learn how to take one step forward and one step forward without our loved one. And second thing is we learn how to adapt. So we learn how to, I guess, navigate, some uncharted territory. And so that's what time allows us to do. And so because of that, and also time makes us forget. We don't remember all the vivid details unless we recall them, And so that does have kind of a healing effect. And I believe God made it that way. So in those ways, with time, after time passes, I do feel that we experience some healing or some relief or some peace. I fully believe God is a gracious and loving God, and He heals us miraculously as well. I never lose hope of that. I ask God to heal me miraculously, but I don't think the normal course of events is like that. I don't think we're going to be just poof, healed of our bereavement and our grief. These are just my opinions. If you don't agree, that's totally fine. But this is what I've learned so far. And it might sound bleak, but I actually feel some relief. I realize that I don't think this society really knows about grief and how to deal with grief. I tried to be like everybody else. I tried to stay positive. I tried to say, let's focus on the good. Let's hold on to the memories, all those things that you hear people say. And I believe they mean it, and I believe it works for them sometimes. And I believe it works for some of them, but not all of them. And so for me, I don't feel like that's my way. I don't think that's my type. I don't think that just focusing only on the positive works for me. I feel like I'm lying to myself. I feel like I'm cheating myself, and I feel like I'm cheating Azura and her memory. And that's just the way I am. I'm very confrontational. I'm a confrontational person, and I like to face things head on. That's just the way I am. I also noticed that because I want to be respectful of other people, it's difficult to find people to talk to, but I'm very grateful to God that God has sent me friends. And, like I have, let's just say we have a sea of friends. There's a sea of them. And certain ones were kind of standing out before, but now other ones kind of pop out and stand out now, if that makes sense. Because through gently talking about my experiences, little by little, those people have responded, to me in a favorable way, in the way that I really needed. And so through time, that those things have kind of shown up. They've kind of been revealed to me. And also new friends have come in my life that I feel like they understand and they're able to withstand and bear the things that I talk about. Some people have gone through similar situations with me, but they deal with it differently. And so when I talk about it in the way that I deal with it, it hurts them or it makes them uncomfortable, and I don't want that. So I feel like I have to kind of keep things a little bit to myself with them, and that's my way of loving them. I hope it makes sense. Other people, they're a little more able to bear my burden, and so I'm able to talk more to them and give them a bit more of the raw and more ugly things that are true to me, true to what I feel. So in a nutshell, I can open up to them a bit more and they're able to handle it and also just be a source of comfort for me and support. I believe other pets can be a tremendous amount of support for you or other family members or siblings or, children, parents. I believe they all can be a source of great support for us. And there have been certain people that have been there for me. So I'm so grateful for that. If we don't have support, it's very, very painful and difficult, I feel. So just during the year, it has really given me a chance to understand, who are an active support for me and who are a little bit less of a support, but still a support, and who are not. It kind of helped me kind of flush out, who is whom. The last 3 weeks or so, I've been finally feeling like I can regain control over parts of my life again. Like my eating habits, I've definitely been watching what I eat more. And before I cared nothing at all. I didn't care one bit. And now I am watching what I eat. I am trying to drop a few pounds that I've gained. And I'm trying to eat healthy and just be a bit more, aware, because I don't feel well when I feel overweight. So I think it definitely, your body and your health definitely plays into your mood, and then also so that's been helping me a lot. It's been, I think, 3 weeks or 4 weeks now that I've been doing that. And I have a long way to go, but it's okay. At least I'm already feeling the benefits of it. My energy's been better. And since the weather's been better, I've also been trying to be up and about more. And so I definitely been spending less time laying down, spent less time in my room. I still spend too much time in my room, but I have made a big improvement on that. And I feel like the biggest thing of all is after 1 year passed, it was quite a bit after, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after, I started to feel like finally that I don't know how to say it, like my brain is catching up with the rest of me, or like my emotions are catching up with the rest of me. The shock of losing Azura, it's multifold. It's like the sickness itself is very, very difficult, and then when they suddenly are gone and they've died and they're gone, that's really shocking. So and those two ways, the shock and the stress of that, I just feel like I couldn't catch up with myself. Like part of me was still there in the past, and then part of me had to keep going forward every day that a new day came. I think all of you who know you know what I'm talking about, but I didn't understand how challenging that aspect would be for me. And now that I feel like a lot of myself has finally caught up to me now, I feel like I don't know, it's hard to give a number on it, but maybe 80% back caught up again, but 20% still a little bit out of phase. I do feel so much better now. It doesn't mean I don't have bad moments, but definitely the more calm and stable and, you know, less depressed moments are definitely longer. And I just feel like when I think about Azura, it's not like, I can't believe she's gone. I can't believe she's not here anymore. It's not those thoughts so much. They still come, but it's more like I finally am accepting, you know, the fact that she's gone. And even as I say that, it makes me sad again. So do you see how it's kind of like up and down? The other thing I did recently, just a couple days ago, is, you guys might think I'm morbid, but I watched a few YouTube channels that show, you know, somebody's dog passing away, and they show, you know, like the last like week or two or so that, you know, they were sick leading up to the, you know, them being euthanized, and then the aftermath. And some of them show more, you know what I mean, details than others. And it's difficult to watch, but it definitely gives me so much more comfort. And I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day. It might be too late. And tell you, you know, how I'm going to spend my Mother's Day. I'll probably try to go find something, you know, nice to eat, and mostly I spent the first part of my day with people, so then I'll probably spend the rest of my day on my own. I'll be messaging and calling a few people, you know, who I want to wish happy Mother's Day to. As I grow older, I realize that, you know, my naive outlook on holidays is so different now. You know, I know people now miss their mothers that are no longer with them. And there's so many complicated, you know, aspects of Mother's Day. The ones who never became mothers, or the ones who are mothers but are not mothers anymore. And there's so many aspects to it. So, you know, every happy thing is now mixed in with a bit of, you know, it's a mixed feeling now. Thank you for watching. I really, really feel that when I share, it helps me too. So I thank you that I even have an audience. And I just always want to remind you all that you're not alone. And, you know, I'm going through this too. And so anyway, take care till next time. And I want to bring some topics, you know, in the future, in the very near future. And just discuss certain topics. So I look forward to doing that, and hopefully I can get to filming a little bit more. I had intended to do much more than this, but my will and my strength have failed me many times. So anyway, I'm glad I can at least get this video out to you soon. So take care until next time.